Hello, everybody. Kane, California here with a special guest today, if they would like to introduce themselves.
Hey, everybody. What's up? Slim Kirby here.
We have a race today. It's going to be Kelvin versus Bulmers. You can see their PB, their leaderboard position, last PB date on screen right now. This is a Champions Group A in match number 9. If we can set the scene here, swap scenes if both runners are ready, as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm just launching the actual version and not the save state version.
We good? We good?
Alright, I'm good to go.
Alright. Go ahead and give the countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. GL to both runners.
GL.
Go. Alright. So we're in here. Amber will be joining us on comms momentarily, but to give a proper introduction to who the guest commentator is, Slim Kirby has 95,000 YouTube subscribers, has probably one of the most legendary Simpsons hit and run Let's Plays on YouTube. I believe the first video has around 4 million views, and then, I mean, it's probably amassed hundreds of thousands more views from there. Also, replayed this game is also what I consider to be the second best Mario Party Let's Player behind Princess Peach.
Princess Peach. I see what you're getting at there.
Yeah. All apologies. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's literally everything. So no, I think you covered everything.
I hit the home run stuff.
Yes, exactly.
The GLGL's pouring in to chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious how much of, I know you've seen a speedrun in the past of this game, and also yesterday you messaged me like, oh, I saw the speedrun yesterday. We don't count that.
Right.
It was an interesting circumstance that happened. So,
well, yeah, like I've watched a couple of the races like this past week just to kind of get prep for this and everything. As far as speed runs for this game, I used to watch a lot of back in the day. I think his name was like Pessimistic Mango or something.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I watched a lot of his speed runs of this game, and that's really the only experience I have. I don't speed run it myself. I've just done my 2 Let's Plays on YouTube, so that's all my experience.
You did play this game, I think, in preparation for this as well, if I got that right?
Yeah, I was doing the retro achievements for this game on PS2, so I also played that as well.
Did you have fun with it?
It was alright. It was a pretty standard set. Nothing really too difficult, aside from needing to beat 2-7 with the monorail car, which was really annoying. But no, it was fine. I still retained a lot of my knowledge from the game still.
That's a good thing. The speedrun is there's a lot of interesting things happening. Kelvin is the second place runner, and I will say that Kelvin needs a time of 1:18:23 should he want to get the first seed in knockouts. So there's that fun info. Just thought I'd get that out of the way with early. But yeah, it's a bit weird for me because I've watched your videos as a younger person, and it's just like I don't know. It's weird. Amber said the same thing. Whenever she hops in, she was a big fan of the Let's Plays. But yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm starstruck, as the chat's saying. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of tricks, a lot of small things you can learn from here if you want to implement it or not. Wasp cycles, I wish... we'll explain that later. I'll let Amber explain that, because that's very complicated, but most of Homer 1 is just like feeling out... It's just good driving, knowing like which shortcuts to take, stuff like that, and going fast. There are some like strats, but it's a lot less calm. I'd say Lisa's when like you can start losing a lot of time. But yeah.
Yeah, I think only I think the most advanced thing I can do in this game is quite literally the 1-7 go back through the power plant race, but like that's pretty free anyway, so that's like the full extent of what I can do in a speed sense.
You did use some speedrun strats I noticed in the replay of this game.
Oh, okay.
So the 6-7 one, obviously, and then
right.
Set to kill, the boat reset, we still use that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, I'm more aware with that too.
Yeah, I did a bit of looking back at some of the older videos, as well as the replay. And there was that. There was also, this is a really nice Smithers.
Oh yeah, really, definitely. Nice.
And then Bulmers is gonna go for the older strat here, which is lining this up, hitting that, and just destroying it the good old-fashioned way. But yeah, Blind Big Brother's a weird one. A lot of runners do this backwards. It's faster to do it backwards, but you can also do it forwards. And I forget how much exact time this route saves. It saves a bit, but it's not like crazy or anything. You can see Bulmers doing it like the regular route. I remember in your Let's Play you also said traffic cars weren't that big of a deal, or that they were oftentimes worse.
Right, I mean, that's obviously my ignorance in that, so don't take my word for that too much.
No, it's all good. For the most part, that's actually true, but there are bits and pieces in the run where you'll see sports, or like, we call it the sports car. It's one of the traffic cars in Bart 1. Yeah. That car goes faster than the Honor Roller. The Honor Roller is one of the worst cars in the game.
I agree, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, I do have one question. Where is the sexy footage, by the way?
Oh, you're so sexy when you're paranoid.
Yeah, where is it? I wonder. Alright, we have a bit of technical difficulties right now, but Moman's working to fix it, but it should be fine. Also, hello, Amber.
Hey, Amber.
Hello.
Amber, would you like to explain wasp cycles while we have this going?
That's a lot to drop on me right when I get in here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the wasps in this game are like a bit of a nightmare because you can hit them with your car, but there's like sort of like a formula to it where like every like odd and even numbered wasp that you spawn, you can hit like an odd one and an even one. But Homer 1 and Lisa's levels are both a little weird where you can actually hit 3 wasps instead of 2. And then you can like all reset this by going back to like the main menu and restarting the whole cycle. And then like also the wasps are on this like the movement of them. Like their movement animation is on a global cycle, so both runners right now have like an external program open that's just this like red dot moving in like that figure 8 format to see where the wasps are in their animation.
It's a bit complicated to understand, but
Yeah,
when you speedrun the game, you know.
Very needlessly complicated.
Can you come and get me?
Then you're gonna see
Macro.
Kelvin here do something we call ESS. Amber could probably explain that better than I could.
In your face. Hey. Mr. Bird,
Everyone better stay out of my way.
it's crashing time.
Ow! Woo. Now I wish I had insurance. I am so totally embarrassed. You almost nicked me. Steady, Marjorie, steady. I just polished that.
That hurt.
Look out! Whoa! Smashy, smashy!
Looks harder than it is.
Is this going to affect my insurance? If only...
I am so smart. I am so smart.
Hey, Homa.
Sweet. And people say I'm slow. Wait a minute. That was an insult. Team Montgomery, in your face. Woohoo!
I gotta get the... No problemo. Eat asphalt, asphalt eaters.
I'll get you, Bart. Just like I got Charlie and Nam.
Afraid not.
Afraid so.
Afraid not.
Afraid so. Oh, damn your lightning fast wit.
Lousy laws of physics. All for Bart. Mine. All mine. All right. Smell you later, Stinky Gator. That's the bomb.
Too late.
Give it up for America's bad boy.
My pants are cheap.
Don't have a cow, man. I don't remember these being here before. How am I gonna get... You got it.
Yeah. I've seen some of the randomizers you play.
This sucks.
Mainly just the Legend of Zelda ones.
I don't remember these being here before.
Okay. Hopefully fixed now. Yeah. It's all good. Sometimes it happens.
Sorry, Bob.
No problemo.
So, Bart 1, there's a few... I'd say like coin rod stuff's kind of important in
If I
Part
didn't play
1.
so many video games, I'd be in
But-
good shape.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like...
Totally awesome.
I'd say most of the speedrun tech is like more late game stuff.
I am so
So
sick.
like
One doesn't-
the early games kind of
Lay some rubber down.
it's not boring, but it's just like if you've seen it once,
Right.
you look for like smaller things in the run as opposed to like any major glitches, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo, nice.
There will be like some things that I think from a casual perspective will probably be a lot harder, but
Ralph, we're...
this for example, like the Squig'em escape's like really easy.
Yeah. You can get rid of him before he even finishes his first quote.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. box is I still think it's a hard mission even as a speedrunner, but it's
That just got a little more rare.
It is pretty tight, like,
yeah.
because it's not very long and, like, you know, it's a pretty straightforward path.
I blame no one.
Whoa, wicked.
Also, like, the nerd car is surprisingly fast, I'd say.
Hull breach. I spilled
There,
my squishy-
Kelvin's going like,
And the crowd goes wild. Let's roll. I gotta play. Fine by me. It's Bart time. Gotta work off my gut. All for Bart.
Side.
That was totally awesome. Whoa, wicked. Oh, awesome, man. That was the best ride ever. Mine. All mine. Woo, nice one.
the rubber banding on it, it'll like readjust. So Amber probably knows this much better than I do, but if you're outside of your car, when the car is like farther away from you, it'll come back to you faster.
Yeah,
I'll never
that's
lose
the
these
sum
love
of it.
handles.
And then here's a fun
Hey, Snake.
fun little skip here.
Extreme to the max.
Kelvin's gonna get slightly turned around by a car here, and we go this way. And then instead of driving the normal way, there's this sort of shortcut. You'll see. It looks very fun. It's very fun to do the first time you
What's
do
my
it.
name? Booyah.
Oh yeah, that is
And you
cool.
Yeah, you skip like most of the track.
Yeah, and that's like
Most of the
another
highway.
that's like another race that's like really tight if you go the normal way because the Bandit is such a much faster car too. So
My
but-
favorite little fun fact about that trick that Kelvin just did as well is that it was discovered completely on accident by a runner.
I can see why just with how that looked and everything.
Hey there, Mr. No problemo.
Yeah, it's very fun to pull off. It's not that hard once you like do it a couple times. You can definitely implement it. You stupid face, holy. Yes, this is that Slim Kirby.
What can I say? All I decided to do was just do a Simpsons hit and run let's play 16 years ago, and here I am now talking over a race of the game.
Yeah, sometimes things stick with you.
Mhm.
I would say, for most people that know you, I'd say Simpsons Hit and Run's probably like one of the top ways they'd know you, maybe. That and Mario Party, of course.
Mhm. I mean, yeah, because like even when I look at like my video analytics, like for like a certain month, like sometimes like I'll still see the first video of the first hit and run let's play like in the top 10 still, just because it's still getting views, probably because of the Simpsons name and everything. So it really doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it has an absurd amount of views at this point.
Totally.
Now we got to deliver the delicious goods to the buyer. I sure hope they like steak dogs. 'Cause I
Yeah,
Please don't
this
forget
Apu
to
escape can be really
don't
scary,
consider what
but
you eat in this
Kelvin
public
gets it
meeting.
really
Charlie
fast.
horse, Charlie horse.
Hear me
It's
is.
Rusty Burke. So glad to be of service.
I actually don't like. I don't remember like how casually I would escape it. because it's kind of a hard escape, I think, casually. But,
Yeah, I think I normally just go straight forward through the hospital and then like just circle around and try to go back the other way if like he's still following you, because he might get like stuck on like a wall or something. But but again, that's me, the casual at this game. So
I'd say you're more than casual. You've played this game. Don't undersell yourself. You've played this game multiple times.
fair enough. Fair enough.
You got it.
So in a second here, you should see on Bulmer's side that he's going to quit out to the main menu. And that's the thing I was talking about with the wasps earlier, where now there's like 2 seconds in the main menu will be able to get him an extra 50 coins from hitting wasps with his car in this mission.
Yeah, that saves a lot of time versus getting out of your car and just kicking the wasps. So, pretty nice. What's your favorite small detail in this game, by the way?
I mean, I'm just like a big fan of The Simpsons in general. Like, I mean, the whole reason I even did like a playthrough of this game on YouTube to begin with was around the time when the movie first came out. So I wanted to kind of like, you know, celebrate that, and I really love this game. It's just, I just love the deep, like all this, the details, all the references to the show. Just like even just like the humor and comedy in the game is just such tailored around like it feels like an actual Simpsons episode.
Yeah, they put a lot of love and care for the apparently short development cycle that they got for this game.
Yeah, I saw a video about that recently too, about this game's development.
There's a good one that we've referenced in the Sharkcord before, where they had like the code for this game leaked or something, and like the notes they would put are just like hilarious. I would recommend anyone who's a fan of this game check that video out if you haven't seen it already. Yeah.
And like it also helped for me because like even though I don't think it's like amazing, I also got a lot of enjoyment out of The Simpsons Road Rage as well. So when I first saw this game being advertised, I'm like, okay, it's kind of like a sequel. And then because I was also playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto at the time, it's just like, okay, this looks more like Grand Theft Auto than Crazy Taxi. So it's like, I want this game even more now. And then like it was easily like one of my favorite games from 2003. It just was that much fun.
It's a solid game. Lots of details, as we said. I'm still figuring out like stuff about this game to this day. Like, it was just a few months ago I found out, you know, like the lard lad in part 1, where it's like, it's after you take like the dirt jump shortcut.
Yeah.
So I just found out like a few months ago that on the back of that lard lad, like where the donut is, it has like in M where like linked to the monorail, which is a reference to the show.
Yeah. You call that an anchor like moment, yeah.
Yeah. That surprised me because I didn't notice that for years.
Yeah. And it's like they didn't have to add that detail, but they did. So that's just like even cooler, honestly.
So really quickly here, Kelvin's coming up to a cutscene skip, which is trying to pause like in the window after the mission is officially completed, but before the cutscene starts, which is I think like 8 or 9 frames. It's like a very small window that you have to pause in, and you can warp to Lisa right afterwards. It's a very common run killer for speedrunners of this game, because the cutscene, if he didn't pause in time, would have been a 55-second time loss.
Yeah, we're gonna see more of those cutscene skips later on as well. There's some cutscenes that we haven't figured out how to skip yet, or that just can't be skipped. But I think 3 of the major cutscenes can be skipped, which is nice. And Bulmers
Yeah.
also.
It's the 3 at the end of their levels, so it's the Bart 1, Bart 2, and Apu. It's the sexy footage and crop circles that can't be skipped yet.
Well, of course, we can't skip the sexy footage one until we actually see the sexy footage, so...
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I guess a negative detail about this game, there is a sign in this game where it's supposed to be Springfield gasoline, but instead it says Springfeld gasoline, which is that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. there's just so much like small things in this game. I love it. It's crammed with references.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the voice lines too. It's a shame that the speedrun, like, obviously we skip through the voice lines because it's faster, but a lot of the voice lines are really good. It's Simpsons humor. You got any favorite voice lines from this game?
Oh man, I gotta think about that for a sec.
Very
There are so many.
Kelvin's about to do a really cool trick where he intentionally will get a little awkward because he missed that jump. But, he's gonna try to intentionally get hit and run and manipulate where the police car will spawn so that it will hit one of the boxes down on the beach for him without him having to actually drive down there, so he can just instantly talk to Millhouse.
Oh. Let's see if he gets the coins from that.
Yeah, there we go. There's the 30 coins coming in now.
Yeah, this shortcut's very useful. Yeah. I guess while Slim thinks of some of his favorite quotes, Amber, what are some of your favorite quotes from this game?
It's been so long that like since I've played this game in like a non-speedrun setting that I don't really remember a lot of them. Like dialogue quotes. I just kind of remember the ones you'll like idly hear when you're driving cars. I like Grandpa Simpson randomly blaming like Lyndon B. Johnson. That's a good one.
Two quotes that come to mind for me from this level, actually. Wiggum saying, "Running over an elderly person without a license." Like, just adding on, just adding that on to that, and then also the sea captain's excuse for not going to help Lisa is because he hates the sea. Those are two that come to mind like right away, just seeing this level.
Nar, I hate the sea.
Nar, I hate the sea. Also, good job. They both knocked Millhouse off. That's good. Good. Gotta do that.
Common. Yeah, this mission is actually really hard on lower FPS, but on higher FPS you can even save this. Like, Bulmers is having a rough time here, but actually the traffic might screw him here. Oh, Bulmers is so good.
Very good.
He's so good.
Yeah, get him in there. Good.
I would have panicked there. I wouldn't have gotten that. Yeah, you can see Kelvin getting the fish van to help climb over those rocks to get the box and the wasp faster. I'm thinking of like tricks in this game that would like really help like just the average person. I think a lot of people don't know you can reset your car.
Yeah, that does help a lot.
Unlucky for Kelvin, or maybe lucky because a lot of people like it, but he has wonky driving for the school bus right now.
Yeah, Amber, you can explain wonky as well.
Sometimes when you like spawn in a car, it has something we call wonky driving, which like impacts like the car's physics and turning a lot. Like if you can see it here, like as he's driving the bus, the turning's like really like precise and stiff. You'll get to kind of see it in reference to how Bulmers drives his school bus in a minute.
Yeah, I wonder if this has ever happened to you during like one of the Let's Play recording sessions where you just had this and didn't know.
I mean, I'm sure that's possible. I'm confident that that probably did happen, honestly.
It's not rare, or it's not like common, but it's also like not rare.
Right, gotcha.
Excuse
It just makes some cars like really awkward to handle.
Lisa Simpson at your service.
Some are more noticeable than others, but yeah. If you've ever felt like your driving was off, but it wasn't like you, that's probably
Yeah.
why.
Counterfeit designer jeans. The foulest of all crimes.
Also, this mission sucks in the speedrun. For most people, anyway. Slithering, sleuthing. It's,
Strike two. Running over
I don't want to say it can be a run killer. Sometimes it can be a run killer, but it's just a time killer sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see Kelvin try to stop Snake from going across.
Oh, nice, nice.
Glorious speed.
Yeah, you can get the drop early there. And I think it's on a timer-based situation. Amber can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I won't.
Yeah,
But
there's like variety in like when the third drop will happen, hence why everyone wants to kind of get in front of Snake and block him so he doesn't take the jump across the bridge.
Oh yeah. I got
I
my
have definitely noticed that whenever I've played that game for those drop missions. Yeah, sometimes it does seem like it's just like a second or two late or early or something.
yeah, it's
happy home.
the mission sucks for speedrunners. if you don't get that strat, you're basically it's all RNG after that.
Oh no!
You have to hope for a better drop.
Now you'll never be fried and
But
served
that's why
with
that
sauce.
manip is so big.
And we're gonna see Bulmers go for it here.
Watch out for nets. They'll be turned to the wild.
Oh,
Little
that's just a-
more
Oh, okay.
awkward, but that looks like it should work. Yeah.
There's the freedom fish. Fish number 12. I love the Lisa like level. It's so chill.
It is, and I just love that saxophone like remix in the background of just like kind of the main theme. It's just really good.
Yeah. I think I remember you saying that was your favorite soundtrack in the game.
Yeah, I'd say it definitely is one of my favorites. That and I think Detention Deficit Disorder is the other one that I like really enjoy too.
Yeah.
Kelvin is about to do one of my favorite tricks in this whole game in the next mission. So this is the one where you have to destroy the limo, and what he's gonna do is instead of like actually just like ramming his car into the limo, he is going to kind of go at the side and push the limo into the spawn area where the phone booth spawns cars, and he's gonna do all the damage by spawning Mr. Plow on it.
Gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet. Could you? Oh, God.
Yeah, and it just instantly blows up. It's he makes it look easy because he's one of the best runners ever of this game.
Oh, dear.
Also, there's boat jump. Another trick that can be hard. If you hit that pillar at the right spot, you can
I'm
respawn on top of the boat and get a bunch of coins.
Stop.
We're zooming past this already, by the way. We're
Yeah.
already in March.
Marge Simpson at your service.
Getting back to retro achievements really quick, if you want a challenge or probably more of an annoyance, try doing fishy deals with the fire truck.
That sounds awful.
It was, yeah.
Fishy Deals is one of those missions, at least in the speedrun, where most of the time you're just driving good.
Yeah.
There's like a reset you can do at the bridge if you miss one of the fish, but it's more for style points.
Mm-hmm.
And
Bulmers
Bulmers is gonna
having-
try this.
A little bit of trouble, but that will work.
Oh, Kelvin's trying this This strat. I saw him practice this on his stream. I have no idea about this. This is like brand new to me.
Wow.
Amber, do you know more?
Yeah, this is just kind of guide the donut truck into a specific spot and then kind of get stuck up against the wall there. I haven't tried it myself, but I've heard it's really hard. It was only found within like the last like month and a half.
Yeah, he found a lineup for it.
I'm already paying off from the looks of it, at least in my angle anyway.
Yeah, that was a very good strat. There's a lot of like variabilities that you can do in the run. That's one of them. Usually, like I'd say the easiest one is you just park in front of the donut truck and have it ram into you a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
You can also like curve it and make it go into like the neighborhood house and just ram it from behind there.
That's what Bulmers is probably going to try to do.
We'll see if he can get it here. Yeah, he's gonna go for it.
Yeah, this is the sort of old strat.
Also, speaking of small details again, I love that Lard Lad is blonde here, but on the... Have you noticed this?
Yeah, I have actually.
He's blonde here, but on the statue he's redhead. It's a crazy detail. I've noticed that with Simpsons merch as well. Sometimes they'll have him be redhead, sometimes he'll be blonde. And I don't know why. I'm glad somebody else picked up on that.
Yeah.
It's easy to miss. Hope somebody got fired for that blunder. Shout out to Guff for that reference.
Yeah.
Redneck Roundup is another pretty standard mission. Coin route stuff can be important here, but aside from that, you just pick up the litter.
Yeah, I feel like coin route stuff would probably be my biggest challenge in kind of, learning to kind of do this game a bit faster.
Yeah, there was, in your original Let's Play, did you even know that you could kick the boxes and respawn? I know in the replay you did, but...
No, I don't think I did in the original. I just assumed that at some point they would reappear, but then when I saw they didn't, it's just like, well, okay, I guess I'm not going for 100% then, because I don't want to do the wager race, like, 50 times or whatever, so I didn't even bother with it. But yeah, I now that I know you only have to kick it twice, that does help the grinding quite a bit for a casual playthrough anyway.
Yeah, usually in like Hundo, so when people are doing 100% runs of this game, they only leave like Krusty Lou, the studio, the room with like all of the crates and boxes. That's like the best coin route for Hundo, or at least it used to be. There's some new coin glitch stuff, but that's hard to explain.
Yeah, that room has like, I think 4 boxes and 2 vending machines, including a vending machine to go into that building, so it's definitely the best place to do that.
Yeah, that's the place I would recommend, like, most people if you need to coin grind. Or if, like, I see someone on Twitch playing this game, and I'm just chatting with them, and they're like, oh, can you help? I need some coins. I'm like, I got you.
Yeah. They really, and I think in that video I was mentioning that I watched, it's like they really did make some of the coin grindy stuff kind of obsessive, it seemed like, because some of those just last vehicles just cost way too much money. I think like the, I forget which car it was, but there's like a car that's 1,000 coins in like the last
the
level.
hover bike.
The hover bike, yeah.
Yeah, like the hover bike and hearse combined are like 1,750.
It's just a lot.
And like even if you just do it casually, just get all the WASP cameras before you buy stuff, like even by like Apu's level, like you kind of still not quite having enough for everything.
Yeah, it's a lot. again, even when you do like 100%, if you were to just do it like a regular like ASM route, you would be way undercoined. Usually in Hundo, you grind to like, I want to say 4,500 coins when you're on like part 2. It varies for people, obviously, but that's around the mark. It's just a lot.
I'll have to look into that mod, Mole Man, because that sounds pretty good.
Everyone better stay out of my way.
Here is a very annoying mission sometimes. Who stole my pills? The sedan on this mission can do a 2 cycle, so it goes around its lap like twice for the last drop. But we've basically found a way to manipulate that so it doesn't happen. Basically, you just keep your distance from this chase sedan, and it shouldn't happen. It rarely happens to begin with, but when it does happen, it's like, it's really annoying. So it's definitely worth the caution. And then here we switch to Malibu because Malibu's like a much more stable car than Canyonero.
Yeah, I think I even like do that sometimes just because I prefer that over the Canyonero.
Yeah, Canyonero is an interesting car.
Yeah. They
really have you drive Cletus's pickup truck and Canyonero in March. The crazy combo.
I will switch back to it for usually like the last mission because it's destroying stuff and it's a little better at, you know, doing that over the Malibu Stacy car. But even still, like for all the races and stuff, it's like I got to go back to the Malibu for this one.
I've said before that the worst part about the cola trucks in this level isn't like actually destroying the cola trucks; it's having to drive the Canyonero.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of funny physics-based stuff in this game. It's one of the worst cars in terms of how it reacts to those physics. I'm struggling to think of other cars that like struggle as much as it does. Obviously, Cletus truck is up there. Yeah, there's probably some other cars that I'm blanking on that are pretty bad, but those are definitely the 2 worst offenders in all story missions. We're gonna see crap circles pretty soon.
Yeah, the zombie car is another one.
Oh yeah, zombie car for sure.
Yeah, zombie car's handling is like, it's pretty rough.
Maybe these will jog your memory.
There we go. There's the crap circles.
Huh? What?
For the last freaking time, tell me about the crap circles.
Kelvin wants to forget the part 1.
When one of them,
That's
a
fair
raccoon
enough.
as I recall, it's me with a banjo. Now, I never reasoned with a raccoon, let alone a Nazi one, so I...
Grandpa, what does this have to do with the crap
Yeah,
circle?
Not a thing. Where was I? Right, now,
far as,
first
like-
time I rode in a water car. Okay.
As far as Marge
It was
goes,
so long ago
it's a lot of
that
like
I'll have to
just
describe it in
good driving for the most
sepia
part.
tone.
There's a lot of missions where you're just like collecting stuff.
Yeah.
And then the last mission is just like, oh, destroy these 3 trucks that like sway with your movement.
I think it was at the
It's awful.
I think there was another retro achievement where he had to do some, like, I can't remember which car it was he had to use for that one.
Kelvin, main menu warping. And we're going on to a fan favorite mission here. Cola Wars
boy.
is extremely exciting. This is the most exciting mission in the game.
Take it
Because you're
away
gonna
then.
You're gonna be restarting, going outside, He's gonna be going to the treehouse, getting the treehouse cola. Gonna be going to the tree to get the tree cola. He's already got the wasp and the boxes, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Going to the park to get all of the park colas. Gonna be going to the seesaw to get the seesaw cola. Going to be going at the tree branch to get the tree branch cola across the ledge to get this cola. I love how Marge is just running like a zombie, going across the street, being like, hello. And then picks up this cola, going to go to the Quickie Mart pole to get that cola. Going to go at the Duff Truck crates to get those. On top of the Duff Truck he goes, and on top of the Quickie Mart he goes to get all of these colas up here. We'll be getting these colas as well, jumping to the Springfield gasoline station to get these colas up here. We'll kick the box as well as the wasp and get the 20th out of 30 cola, collecting all the coins, jumping across to get the Lard Lad cola and the Lard Lad crotch cola, this time red-haired. Going to be going here at the half-wall dumpster cola, the Krusty Burger cola here, the fire truck cola here, going to the parking lot cola to get the parking lot cola, the tree half-wall dumpster cola, and the 30th out of 30 cola.
Nice job. Okay, I looked it up. In retro achievements, you have to do this one with the Duff Truck. And yeah, this one was also pretty bad.
I feel like it might not be as bad as some of the other ones you've listed, but still, those Duff Trucks are pretty slow.
It's very slow, yeah.
Kelvin got a really nice pull strat there. I saw him practicing. He did have some troubles with it earlier, but got it right away. It's nice. This mission is like really good for saving time. You know the strats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, even gets the box on top of there. Nice. So this truck you can cram back here, or do it the way Kelvin's doing it and destroy it really quick, since that's a really chunky part of the level.
Mm-hmm.
And we get Magnus Wasp. Yes, he does. So, Slim Kirby, I want to ask.
Yes.
Would you rather do all of those achievements again, or play the maze game one more time?
Probably do the achievements again.
Fair enough. For those who know, they know.
Unlucky. Doesn't quite destroy the cola truck. He left it at the tree, kind of hoping it'd keep just ramming in and destroy itself on its own, but it was able to get out. So we had to turn around.
Does get it, but we'll bleed some time from that.
Kelvin has said in chat that he's not like super happy with his run, but Bulmers is actually on pretty decent pace. He's only about 12 seconds behind his PB right now.
Go Bulmers, go. Good head strat there.
I love this skip right here. just enter the house, you're good.
You did that in your replay.
I did, yep, I did.
I remember that one. Yeah, the interior is like way far off the map, so you just escape. You can do the same thing for like the Skinner mission in part 1 if you go inside the DMV.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of these tips are fairly universal. Some of them not as much, but
your misfortune is most entertaining.
I'd say Apu is the mission where casually it can really suck to play in a timely fashion. There's a lot of missions in this that could go just awfully wrong. But the speedrun has... It's still kind of hard, obviously, but it's a lot better. More palatable.
Yeah, I mean, even just casually, I think the two, like, snake missions can be pretty rough, honestly. And then, yeah, and, like, they're pretty long, even from a speedrun sense, at least in terms of what I've noticed.
Yeah, if you miss the armored truck strat, it's like, it can be rough if you haven't practiced anything else. But yeah, 5-1. Just following stuff again. This is actually a deceivingly, like, tricky mission sometimes. Because this cola truck is, like, is faster than most other cola trucks.
Yeah, really, it is.
Yeah, you know, you know the deal.
Yeah.
Fortunately for Kelvin, he's one of the best runners of all time. Probably will not be failing this. I would hope not. But yeah, Bulmer's also going to be doing that quick escape. And this scares me, but Kelvin's good enough to do it. It's getting the ESS there, so we can zoom in later. There, we got Mole Man giving us the vocabulary on the side. This is why Mole Man is a GOAT restreamer. Hey, yo. Yeah, Apu's a very tricky mission, for sure. Kelvin's getting all the coins, like, fast here as well. Have you ever tried to speedrun this game before, Slim?
Not really, honestly. Honestly, I should give it a shot just for fun, just to see how I'd fare in it at the very least.
I think it'd be fun to see. But I'm biased, of course.
Right.
Yeah. You have, like, spedran other games in the past, though.
Yeah. I don't know why, like, this game's never really, like, you know, gotten me to that point, because, yeah, like, playing fast in games is, especially the games I really like, I tend to do. I think what it is, like, when it comes to speedrunning, I kind of prefer doing, like, 100% runs more, but for this game, because of the coin grind, I don't want to do that, so...
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So I think that's the main reason why, if anything.
Yeah, Kelvin doing a reset at the statue there to get away quickly and to get the coins and the wasp. Yeah, this game's hundo is it's a struggle, especially if you're new. Like, I think my first hundo run was like 6+ hours.
Wow.
It was not fun.
Yeah, I should definitely consider all story missions at some point, because I mean there are some missions in there I don't really like, but like, I mean, it would avoid some of the street races, which some of the later street races I just do not like that much, and the 100% run, for example. So I think I'd probably get more enjoyment out of doing all story missions anyway.
Yeah. Kelvin just got a sick baby van, by the way. That's like...
Yeah, that was a really good...
Yeah, that baby van is a very infamous vehicle among speedrunners of this game.
It's awful.
It's like, programming is also just super, like, scuffed. And at one point, I think someone who was like an actual, like, engineer for, like, Google tried to, like, reverse engineer it. Like, this person, I think, like, went on to, like, stop, like, actual, like, cyber attacks, but, like, trying to, like, crack the baby van coding was like, yeah, no, I give up.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, there's a funny piece of Char speedrun lore. Yeah, no, I would definitely recommend, if you're gonna run this game, give ASM a try. It's,
okay, I will. I'll definitely consider that.
Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. Slim Kirby will consider speedrunning Char ASM. And if you need a coach, Amber and I I mean, one of the best runners and Amber on your side. I'm just kidding, Amber. I'm sorry.
Kelvin's about to
literally
do
one
one
of
of the hardest tricks on the run right here, by the way, is trying to push Wiggum to the side to take this highway shortcut, because Wiggum's AI will like do everything to resist taking this shortcut.
And gets Ganesh. W.
Oh, I smashed my skull.
Also, he has jump zone, yeah?
Yeah, he does have jump zone.
Amber, do you want to explain what jump zone is?
So, like, on like the ramps to like for like jumping your car, there's these triggers called jump zone, which kind of like give your car like a different set of physics to like give your car while it's in air. And if you like park into one of those jump zone triggers and the car is moved out of the jump zone trigger before you get back in it, your car will keep those jump zone physics, which essentially like just allow you to drive super fast, and your car is just a lot stronger, like at least in terms of like force against other vehicles. So Kelvin had a really good baby van, but Bulmers has drove away, having to go for a backup here by the dirt ramp.
Yeah, this trash mission was, I think one of the missions you brought up earlier, being like pretty...
Yeah, it's just really long, and like, at least I remember when I first played this game, like, the collectathon here always felt like ridiculously tight for no reason. Maybe I was just going in the wrong order or something, but like it always just felt like it was like I was really close to my time being out by the time I was done.
I will point out, Kelvin is doing a very like non-standard route for... I don't want to say most people, because I'm sure top runners do this route, but for most like average runners, this is a very non-standard route. But even with the regular route I've seen done, it makes the mission a lot easier.
Okay.
Like, you're gonna see him have a lot of time left when he comes back to the DMV area.
He's doing the new route. He's actually gonna launch the car built for Homer on the monorail route. Oh.
This looks so good. Oh, I missed it.
If he would have got that jump right, he would have been able to land on like the roof and hit one of the, like he would have landed on one of the boxes, so he doesn't have to like get out and like collect the coins as they scatter.
I think CTD also does this route, but I think he does it on a different mission, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, he does it during this little piggy.
Yeah. Those are like the only two runners. Bulmers, like, you can see how much time Kelvin still has here, and what we do is we go like straight forward here, and he's basically gonna jump over the shortcut and then reset his car, and this way's a lot faster than going the other way.
Right.
This makes this mission like a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I mean, again, a lot of that stuff was just me not knowing like those little things to make it faster back then.
I will say one thing about like the speed run is like also nice snake push. It's like once you know all the strats and stuff, it can kind of kill the game from like just a casual perspective.
Yeah, I can get that.
Like, as a kid at least, when I played this game and I did like set to kill for the first time without even like knowing the boat trick, the reset, I felt so accomplished as like a little kid.
Yeah, that mission is so hard, like, as a casual first run of that. That is so freaking hard.
Yeah, luckily the speed run, like, it makes it a lot more manageable. Even if you know, like, just a couple things, it's, like, a lot easier. So, like, in the replay, you mentioned leaving the, I think, 19th drop for the laser stand on set to
Yes.
kill.
Yeah, you
That
leave
makes
that
it
one.
so much easier.
Yeah, it does.
And then
So-
obviously the reset.
Kelvin
And
is on the armored truck mission, which, for like a casual playthrough, one of the most tedious missions in this whole game. In the speed run, we kind of just trap it in this corner. It gets stuck and just keeps reversing into that back wall and into the stair set and just destroys itself. So instead of chasing it down the highway and smacking it into whatever walls you can hit, we just collect coins and then just drive back and wait for it to finish blowing up.
Yeah.
I've really got to learn to enjoy my
It's very
growing
nice.
more.
Saves so much time.
Also, Bulmers has been bleeding a bit of time throughout this level. He was plus 15 on his PB coming in, and now he's about plus 30.
Bulmers is doing like what I'd consider the standard route for this mission, which still pretty good.
Come to Papa, random object.
But yeah, armored truck is a lot easier with the speedrun strat, but even like that strat itself is like,
This town is
it's pretty hard to learn from. Like when I was learning it, it took me a long time. It was one of the last things that I learned that I have in my recent route. It's like that and Badger Blast are like two of the hardest strats in the game. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Curator's another hard mission.
Yeah, like even for like speedrunners, it can still be a tricky mission.
Get out of my way, silly pedestrian.
Some say it's like the hardest speedrun mission, or it's up there for one of the hardest speedrun missions. And yeah, for Time Bleed, it definitely it's up there.
Kelvin wanted to hit it and get it stuck by that lion statue, so he's gonna go for a backup here. And now he's gonna do another cutscene skip. He gets it. The window for that cutscene skip is like much larger than the one for part 1, but that one's a lot more punishing if you miss it because the cutscene after Apu's level is like 2 minutes and 21 seconds long. So
Yeah, it definitely is.
for most like even like intermediate level runners, missing that cutscene skip is just an instant run killer.
Yeah, that one's the most annoying to miss. We have a 7TV emo, which is called like... We have a bunch of them that are just the cutscenes condensed. Yeah. Also, he got Bort, nice.
Bulmers now onto the armored truck. That should work.
I will say if either Kelvin or Bulmers have the chat up, somebody's gonna think that the other person got like missed cutscene skip. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I don't know. Cutscene skip is like mechanically like an easy trick. There's like no thought process behind it, but you can still miss it sometimes.
I don't know if this is still like viable with how many coins Kelvin has, but Kelvin might do a really cool strat here.
Let's hit the town.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna try to bounce the Globex car into Krusty Lou. Like that, and now he's
nice.
gonna drive into the coin room.
Ow, my skull. My beautiful skull.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's how
Yeah.
he collects that whole room worth of coins in just a few seconds.
Yep,
Yeah,
and
that's a
still
hard
just
one.
still just enough time to get back on the chase too, so that's perfect.
I think in the Skinner destruction mission, I think one box and the vent back there get destroyed, so if you get the strat, which you may or may not see, And then this race is pretty cool. You can do this race backwards, which I think is really cool, but it's not faster.
Onto Curator now. That's the strat that Kelvin originally wanted to get, is this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now he's gonna go for the cutscene scope.
And he gets it. Nice.
Woo, nice one. Whee!
Oh, Runner's in part two.
Very awkward place to leave the Globex for Kelvin.
Your service.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Globex? Like driving it, I guess.
Well, it's better than the zombie car, but like for the set to kill mission specifically, it's just like really, really fast, almost a bit too fast.
I take it over like the Farini like every day of the week.
You know what? I do actually agree with that. I think the Farini is a very weird car. It's like it's not terrible, but it just has really weird physics for me. I always prefer Apu's car and Homer's second car over that one.
I'm glad somebody agrees, because this whole time I've been like, I don't know what about it, but the turning is like too buttery.
Yeah, yeah.
It's too smooth for me.
I think in most casual playthroughs, I end up just doing the snake bonus mission first, just so I can get that car instead, because it just feels better to use, I think.
Also, as pointed out in chat a little bit earlier, Bulmers has actually made up quite a bit of time. Now he is 15 seconds ahead of his PB.
Oh, that's nice.
I hope we see a PB. That'd be sick.
And Kelvin is actually on sort of a mission that gets kind of memed on a lot in this community. Because you're just kind of following Frank as he drives around this just incoherent route. So I think in the 2020 tournament, I think it was actually Kelvin who was on commentary and joked that this is just such an uneventful mission, and then both runners in the race failed it.
Oh, jeez. I was watching a race of this tournament the other day where, there was a failure on this, and it's like, yeah, that's such a long mission. You don't want to fail this one at all.
No, this one sucks to fail, especially if it's at the end.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was at the end too. Like they voided out at the bridge or something.
No problemo.
It's always unfortunate. I hope we see Kelvin get the main strat here. He should have no problem getting this, but we'll see. So this is the mission where you hit the duff truck and get all of the I actually forget what you get from it. Is it lasers?
I think it's like boxes, and you have to you're trying to look for a laser in the box or something.
Yeah, you get all these crates. The laser boxes.
Well, then going for the duff truck. The strat here is just get it stuck in this corner by doing a taffy shop.
Yeah, that's a very nice strat. And completed here. The pausing, unpausing is to help with the wasp cycle. So whenever you see like the pause happen, it's to help get the wasps with the car.
Hello, drivers. Got a little principal skill. You got it.
And then here's Skinner. This mission is a pain, even in the speedrun, I'd say. Sometimes you can like almost get this strat that Kelvin's gonna try for. Oh, Kelvin actually did. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That
sick.
mission's kind of funny because it can just bleed so much time for speedrunners, but for like a casual playthrough, it's actually kind of like very out of place with how easy it is to do this late in the game.
And then here's Set to Kill, which
Set
is
to kill.
infamously one of the hardest missions, I'd say, casually in the game.
I would say it is, yeah.
It's like every time you ask someone Hey, you remember this game from your childhood? What are the hardest missions from it? It's like this and then the Homer 2 last 3 missions.
Mm-hmm.
But Kelvin should do this no problem.
Out of the way, wannabe.
You can see he even left like the laser stands in the
Woo, nice one.
other place. That's how speedy he is.
Right.
And he picked up the 19th one as well.
Up for Bart.
I think it's also just really easy to activate hit and run in this mission too. I mean, especially because you're going so fast, and you're probably not used to this car because you probably just bought it before this mission anyway.
Asphalt eaters.
That's another whole. There's a whole nother thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
If you see the runners like looking back and forth with their camera, it can despawn traffic or pedestrians, which is really helpful for hit and run meter management.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'd say if you do that on the Squidport area, you can dodge like half of the hit and run meter. It's really nice.
Okay.
Dad.
I don't think the console versions have first person. Am I right?
I have to check that. I normally don't use first person, but you know, obviously I'd probably try to get into that if that would, you know, benefit me in a speedrun sense.
It's all like just based on feeling for first person versus third person. Like you can run this game third person the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
No bull plop.
It's just some missions like most people would probably prefer the first person view.
Mm-hmm.
Very good duff truck from Bulmers. As Kelvin's gonna finish up Bart 1 here, or Bart 2, and gonna do the last cutscene skip of the speedrun. Or at least attempt it.
So talented and good looking.
And he
And
gets
gets
it.
it. Nice.
That one also has a pretty forgiving window, but that one's also a lot more forgiving if you miss it because it's pretty short, like 45-second cutscene.
Let's roll.
Because they couldn't go to 46 or 41 for that matter.
I get where you're going with that.
Bulmers is on. FMJ doesn't get the strat how he wants to get it, and like Skinner's gonna try to turn around and get out now. This is actually pretty bad for Bulmers given the current pace he's on,
Vengeance will be mine.
Ooh, dang.
but not the worst backup. I thought there was one hit, but now he has to chase it down, so this is just bleeding time now, unfortunately. He just can't get this last hit off.
Yeah, it's
Oh
not
my
what.
gosh.
Whoa! Come
Still
on.
wasn't one hit?
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, he's flicking his camera. He is not happy about that.
It's a common sign for runners if they're upset with something.
Went from 20 seconds ahead of PB, and now he's 10 seconds behind from one mission.
That's so unfortunate.
Please don't sue. Eat my gut.
Kelvin on hit and run here.
Almost failing the mission because he just kept getting
That's crazy.
like hit by the police cars.
Yeah. I'm sure if you've seen anything of this game's speedrun, Homer 2 is probably one of the things.
Yeah, I've noticed there's a lot of interesting tricks for this one, for this level.
A lot of variability as well. You can
Yeah.
really show your own personality with this.
Mm-hmm.
Amber can probably explain a lot of the higher FPS tricks more than I can. I play usually on 60 FPS, so there's some tricks that are kind of FPS dependent.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Kelvin is gonna go for the first out of bounds trick up here in a second. It's arguably the hardest one in the whole level. Some would argue it's like the hardest in the whole speedrun. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna come up to the cemetery here, and he's gonna sort of line himself up to do, like, charge up what we call an e-brake boost and take this ramp and try to launch out of bounds, which looks good. Now the hard part is that this is a follow mission, so now he kind of needs to navigate out of bounds but still stay in range of the Farini. So he kind of waits here as it drives around up by the barn area, and now it's driving towards the power plant. But what that will do is that will despawn the power plant from actually spawning. So Frink is just kind of standing here in front of an empty void. But for the speed run, what that will do is that will allow Kelvin to easily just drive over to the playground through an out-of-bounds area.
Yeah, it's very trippy to see, especially your first time seeing.
Yeah, yeah.
Now to just get out of the
It's like I don't remember seeing this stuff back when I watched those Mango speedruns.
Yeah, Mango, those runs were probably a while ago.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like easily like a decade ago at this point. So.
There's a lot of different like strats here, so like the 7-3 that Kelvin does is way different from like what a average 60 FPS runner would do. And even this strat is
Yeah, this is just another launch the zombie car out of bounds. We talked earlier about the physics for the zombie car. Bulmer's getting the cutscene script, which is nice. The zombie car having some pretty jank physics, but we kind of take advantage of those in the speedrun.
yeah, there's also like a speed boost there, if I remember correctly.
Getting a replay on the end of
a sick replay.
Oh wow.
Mole Man W.
And like
I don't know why he turned away there.
I think he just was trying not to get busted because he didn't have like he had like just enough for the zombie car.
So awkward.
He got the X input.
Incredible evasion skills though. Here is another fun trick with the zombie car is Kelvin's gonna like reverse it into the wall and make it do a wheelie so it kind of mounts the wall and he just drives up the wall.
That's so cool.
It's deceptively difficult because the zombie car is actually like pretty sensitive as a vehicle and it's very easy to blow up the waist trying to do that.
Yeah. Amber, do you know if Bulmers does 7-3 or does he do the same thing that Kelvin does? I would assume same, but
I think he does the same Homer 2 route, but he might do the like traffic car 7-4, 7-5 stuff. But I know he at least does like 7-2 out of bounds.
okay. Yeah, a lot of Homer 2 is just out of bounds.
Yeah, I thought he did 7-4, 7-5 zombie car crash. Because I remember the story of Bulmers not knowing that you don't actually need the 10 coins to repair the zombie car in the phone booth, and he got 10 coins for no reason.
Here we're gonna see a fun strat.
Well, it's about time.
This is Yeet.
Yeah, Kelvin's doing the jump zone strategy again. So his car has like better acceleration and speed now. So he's going to use that to be able to get the speed he needs to just launch out of bounds. Almost hitting an invisible wall. That was actually really close. He's also going to do another neat little thing here where he's going to try to keep three wheels kind of off the quote-unquote ground, which will also make his top speed a lot higher.
Bulmers having a funny looking...
That was interesting, but he's also out of bounds.
He's out of there.
I feel bad. Where'd you get that? Let's do
Yeah,
it
that's
And
speed boost.
here is a very complicated trick to end the speed run on, is Kelvin's gonna park his car next to one of those jump zone triggers. Get out, get back in, and that will give his car jump zone, and he's gonna use that to be able to climb the wall to get back out of bounds at the power plant.
Yeah, it should be very, very quick. If done correctly, obviously. It's also, this mission can, like, if you're on pace, it's very scary to watch from, like, a viewer perspective. Because oftentimes they'll, like, spin out. And sometimes they'll drop the waist. But obviously, if they're prepped for it, it should be good. But as a viewer, it can be, like, really tense to watch.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
But yeah, that's...
And Kelvin, in the final beam, he's going to finish with a 1:18.46.
46?
Yeah.
Nice, GG.
Bulmers launching to the moon here. I don't know where he got that height from. Where is he?
I don't know.
I think he's by the power plant now.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah, he was at the power plant.
Yeah, Kelvin missing the top seed by just 23 seconds. Mentioned that earlier. Now we're just gonna watch Bulmer's run finish out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Slim Kirby, what did you think of the runs?
I thought they were both incredible, better than anything I could do, that's for sure.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, like, if you feel like they're like better than you, I also feel the same feeling, and I run this game as well.
And like, I get it. I get kind of the mentality of speedrunning because, like, again, I've done a lot of, like, commentary for, like, different randomizer communities and tournaments and stuff. And, you know, usually the runners are way harsher on, you know, their own runs than, you know, someone watching would be, obviously. So I totally get that mentality. But, no, I mean, both runs look really good to me. You know, a few little things here and there, like the Skinner thing for Bulmers obviously was definitely not ideal, but you know, didn't see any mission fails, didn't see any busteds either, so
Did just get a best segment there in Autopsy Part 1.
oh, okay.
Nice. Oh no, dude. The flushed emoji's crazy.
Yeah, there's just not enough time for Bulmers to be able to bring this back for a PB, but he should, if he gets everything, still be able to get a 123.
Yeah, Bulmers out of Apu had a pacer of a run. I think even into Bart 2. But unfortunate things happened.
Skinner.
Yeah, Skinner was being Skinner.
Yeah.
Very good jump out of bounds for Bulmers here.
What happened in Bart 2? Skinner. It was all Skinner. But yeah.
Alright, getting vertical.
Holy. And now on to the final mission.
Another best segment for him there. He's finishing really strong.
He wants the best segments at least. Yeah, as mentioned before, there's like a lot of other things you can do in Homer 2. There's like bridge clip where you just like drive over a bridge. You can do 7-3 like the average way where you just wall climb basically in Frink's car. You can do power plant door clip where you literally just like ram through the power plant door to get out of bounds, but it's only on low.
Unfortunately, Bulmers lost the jump zone that he had, so now he's going to just kind of have to do this last drive the intended way.
we'll have to do this inbounds.
Gonna have to do this the Let's Play way.
The Let's Play way, true. Another thing for if you ever like pick up this game again, a small strat you can do here, if your hit and run meter's like really high, like right here, this would lose time in a speed run, but casually this is like really good. You can get out of your car and get back in, but you have to do it in like a second, and all the hit and run will go away.
Okay.
I think it's only for this level and maybe for another AA level, but Amber can correct me if I'm wrong.
Pretty sure there's a couple points in the game where getting out and getting back in will just reset the hit and run meter.
Yeah, it's not common, but this is one of the levels where it helps a lot. That should be a GG. Works in 4-5.
Bulmers finishing with a 124.10.
Oh, Kelvin's already here.
Hi.
Hello, Kelvin. How was the run?
I mean, 118 is great and all, but like, I played horribly. I really should have gotten the time I wanted there.
You wanted the
What
23?
exactly happened with 7-1?
I just forgot what the trigger was. Like, getting hit and run just completely threw me off. I was like, oh right, the trigger's right there. I'll just try and turn around. Nope.
Trying to think of other things. Oh yeah, the missing the jump in Clueless.
Yeah, that was so, like, what am I doing, man? That's so stupid. Oh my god. My brain is just switched off, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, Bulmers is in the general if Moleman or Amber can drag him.
I can drag him.
There we go.
Hello.
Hello, Bulmers. Almost a PB, but the FMJ was rough.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't let go of my reverse or something. I knew it the second I'd done it. It's over. I tried to give it my all in that Homer 2 as well. It was jammy, but most of it
You
worked.
got some best.
I did. I got 3 golds that run. Armored Truck, 7.5 and 7.6. That was cool, I guess.
Did anyone see my curator backup? I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was
very
awesome.
clean.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else happened. Oh, I got a traffic car on the Apu escape in 2.5, but he got stuck anyway, so it didn't matter. But I need to find out why that's happening, because it's happened like 3 runs in a row.
Yeah, didn't secure the #1 seed for the seeding, but it was close. I mean, 23 seconds?
Yeah.
That's really close.
Oh yeah, when I went for 5.5 monorail jump, I got like... I hit the wall on the escalator somehow, which is really annoying.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Yeah, Bulmers, you were like pretty like close, but a little behind still of your PB up until like out of Marge, and I think by Apu you kind of brought it back and you were ahead by quite a bit.
Yeah, my Apu is shit in BB. If I got Baby Van Strat, then it would have been like -40 out of Apu, but I didn't, and it might have nearly PB'd. Obviously, I re-entered the jump zone in 7.7, but it wouldn't have PB'd anyway, or maybe it would have. Who knows? I don't know what my reaction would be like on pace in 7.7, but yeah, the run felt like a train wreck, so I'm PB should be free. So, nothing more to say. I knew I was going to lose this race, and it seems like I lost by a lot, so on to Stone Dog, I guess, even though I've done that run already. See how that goes.
You're all good, Mo, man. We got the instant replay and the ESS explanation on screen to make up. yeah, if anyone else has any final thoughts on the run.
Yeah, not much to say. Just a pretty underwhelming run.
GG, I guess.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's. The next match will be in the Diamond Group C, Towson versus Seasoner, in around 30 minutes. We'll be looking forward to that one. I want to thank Amber for joining me on comms, as well as the special guest, Slim Kirby. Thank you both very much for joining me. Thank you, Moleman, for being the restreamer of this race. And thank you to both of the runners for providing the race.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
Time for
Bye.
bed.
Goodbye.